Next, we go to Chef Dennis.
Today I made warm udon noodles with razor clams and a spicy Asian sweet chili sauce.
Okay, the vibrancy of the dish is really there, and it's very colorful. And when I did dig in, I had some really nice flavors, especially the radish with the garlic. That was really well done. However, my mouth is on fire. So I'm having trouble discerning any of the other flavors.
You're obviously introducing us to who you are, and obviously we know that you're from a spicy place.
Well, I hope I didn't introduce myself too much.
I can kind of get my head around it a little bit better than I think my colleagues can.
Are you calling him a weakling?
No, I was calling him wimpy. I'm sure.
Chef Dennis, thank you. Finally.
How do you feel?
I think, good job, everybody.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
You had a very safe dish.
I did. There was some spiciness in yours.
Yeah.
So, whose dish is on the chopping block? Chef Dennis, you've been chopped.
Dennis, we especially love the way you cook your clam and clean it. However, the noodles were overcooked, and the spice level, while we all agreed this dish needed spice, for us, we felt you went, no pun intended, way overboard. And that's the reason why today we had to chop you.
I'm disappointed because I think they made the wrong decision by chopping me. My food was spicy, but Deborah's plate was full of grit. She gets to stay, and I have to go.
And Chef Gillian Clark.
I'm the chef and owner of the General Store in Silver Spring, Maryland. I've been called the queen of comfort food. This is a second career for me. I started out in marketing, wound up being so stressed out, and I thought that I should do what I love. So I went to cooking school. I am a burger slinger, fried chicken maker. If I were to win Chopped, I think that gives me this official stamp of she's a bad chef. Did it. I made this in 20 minutes. But is it good enough?
Chefs, you've arrived at the chopping block. For the first course, you had to find a way to combine catfish, tomatillos, rutabagas, and marshmallows.
I made crusted catfish with rutabaga broiled under a marshmallow and tomatillo sauce. I'm representing the skills and the food memories my dad gave me. And marshmallow with the sweet potatoes, something my father used to make for Thanksgiving. I would call it Thanksgiving rutabaga.
You say you're gonna give me Thanksgiving rutabaga, but when I bite into it and it's undercooked, this isn't tasting like what I ate when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's not velvety.
The problem with something so American is that we all share a common memory of how we want it to be. But I'll say that I really like the way you treated the catfish.
I agree. I'm just a big fan of the way that you were able to create that crunch. I think it's really exciting.
Thank you.
The judges will be looking to see how harmoniously you were able to combine fresh garbanzo beans, pork country ribs, dandelion greens, and Jerusalem artichokes. Chef Gillian.
I made bourbon glazed pork ribs with bacon dandelion greens with Jerusalem artichoke and garbanzo slaw.
Well, I thought you were able to get some really great flavor on the pork.
The smokiness of the bacon mixed with the greens, it goes really well.
I think you put a lot of care and consideration to the lemon on the ginger. I think that's somehow drowning out the sunchokes.
I feel like you moved away from your style. When you tip your hat to comfort food and American roots, this dish seems to have moved away from that in a way that I see less of you here.
Well, I tried to make a traditional slaw out of the Jerusalem artichoke. I approach American food as if I were an immigrant. My parents came to this country and decided they were going to cook American. And their way of doing that was to subscribe to Better Homes and Gardens and Family Circle. And that's infiltrated my food to a great deal.
I feel like you just danced around something. What we're really talking about here is the specific dish, not the story.
Finally, Chef Rick Orlando.
My name is Rick Orlando. I'm the chef and owner of New World Home Cooking in Saugerties, New York. Saugerties and Woodstock, they're kind of melded into one. We call this Sauger stock. I play with art, I play with music, I play with food. I was in a band called Skin. Performing music on stage is like being naked in front of a group of people. I do the same thing in the kitchen. I'm sharing me on a plate.
Pick it up.
I'm gonna win Chop because I've eaten more food than all the contestants combined, and when you know how to eat, you know how to cook.
Finally, Chef Rick.
I made jerk quail, coconut peas and rice, and some smothered greens. Nice Jamaican cookout dinner.
From Woodstock?
You know, I've been around, man. Actually, jerk chicken has been one of our signature dishes at the restaurant since the beginning of time.
Tell me what's in this dish. I mean, really.
Do we have time?
I'm just amazed that in the 30 minutes you had time to get all those ingredients to your table. I thought this was going to be a real kitchen sink, so to speak, but I feel like it's actually working.
It's really, I would say, a yummy dish. I mean, if you keep wanting to go back and eat more of it, so I think that's, to me, a definition of success.
Oh, thanks a ton. That means a lot.
I'm sort of speechless.
Uh-oh.
It's not my style of cooking at all. I like the medium rare aspect of quail. I miss that here in this dish because I see you cooked it through, and I do find it a little sweet. And I think that's from using too much of the chocolate.
Okay.
But on the other hand, I have to tip my hat to you because it's really quite impressive.
Chef Rick, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's talk about Rick's main course. That jerk quail, I thought was one of the best things I've eaten on this show.
Yeah, it was really good. I've never seen a chef use so many ingredients successfully, but it was a little heavy.
I'm glad to hear you say the truth.